This hit goes out to you, Mr. Wick.
42 regular, wasn't it?
Yeah. And so it begins.
If you enjoy the world building of the John Wicks, then we have a lot of fun stuff in store. We have new characters, new levels of action for John Wick action, the production design, the scale, the scope, a lot of big rooms, high ceilings. We're in Berlin, we're in Paris. We have amazing thespians and costume design. There's other themes that are coming back from all the different versions of all the films. So there's stuff that you can recognize, and then there's new things. We're trying to cook up a beautiful feast with multiple courses and some nice wine. So sit back, see it on the big screen, eat some popcorn, and John Wick.
I have never met anybody in the film industry, even with my 40 years of working with so many Chinese directors, action directors, right, including, that I can truly say that someone like Chad can understand what I'm trying to express. It's that whole Asian culture and Western culture. Even when I'm back home, when I'm with my most comfortable environment with my colleagues, Asian filmmakers, they don't understand me as much as Chad does. And that's a compliment to him. And I told him that, you know, throughout our dinners, I said, you know, it's very interesting that you understand where I'm coming from. And I understand where he's coming from.
Chad really hooked into this idea of trying to study John Wick through the situations of other characters, and he was really drawn to the good, the bad, and the ugly. And so enter Donnie Yen as Caine and Shamir Anderson as the Tracker. We have Hiroyuki Sanada, who I worked with on 47 Ronin. He has a daughter who's working with him, and that's the incomparable Rina Sawayama. And then the antagonist of the piece, the Marquis, Bill Skarsgård. You're kind of following their stories as they're trying to get John Wick, and Caine and John Wick have a past. The Tracker is kind of a younger character who's kind of outside of it, who's not an assassin, but then takes a deal, the force to become an assassin, and these characters come after John, and then there's moments where we have to work together against the table. So that dynamic is a way of opening up the world. Who are these other characters that exist in this world? And then how do they interact with John, and how does John interact with them?
The way I process the style of the fightings in all my movies, I identify this personality first. It's not about the style. People always ask me, oh, you know, what martial arts style, you want this? But to me, it doesn't matter, right? To me, it's how this person reacts, it's how this character reacts. Is he a little bit jumpy? Is he a little bit calm? Is he a little bit like, for example, this guy, he's family man, introvert, calm, walk slow, talk slow. Therefore, his movements is very reserved. He only reacts to an outside force. So it's always the character. Once I identify the character, it comes natural for me to have these body movements. If I wanted to use an example to explain to people who's fascinated by my films, and I use music, like jazz. How do I explain to you why am I playing this note, this passage? Because it's my feeling.
A great day. Thank you for joining us. Thank you to all the crews. Thank you to the English, the Australians, Jordanians, Spanish. What else am I missing? Australians.
Did you do Jordanians?
There's one Kiwi here somewhere.
Did you do the Jordanians?
Yeah, Jordanians. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody else.
Yeah, it's been really special to be here. I mean, look at this. But it's not only the place that's special, it's all the people and everyone. I've been so happy to meet so many great people and artists, and so thank you for all your support. And
thank you very much.
Akira. John Wick 4.